Have you ever stood up from your favorite chair and suddenly felt like your legs just weren't there anymore? Like they were heavier, slower, or even a little shaky, no longer the strong, steady legs you once relied on? Most people brush it off, thinking, well, I'm just getting older. But here's something most doctors don't say loud enough. That creeping leg weakness isn't always a normal part of aging. In many cases, it's your body quietly asking for help. As we age, especially after 60, our bodies begin to lose key nutrients that keep our legs powered, nutrients that fuel muscles, support balance, and maintain nerve function. Without them, even simple movements like walking across the living room or climbing stairs can feel like a challenge. That's why in today's video, I'm going to reveal 3 powerful science-backed nutrients that can help switch your legs back on. No intense workouts, no expensive treatments. Just simple, natural support your body has likely been missing. So before we dive in, let me ask you, have you felt your legs getting weaker, even though you're trying your best to stay healthy? Maybe you've noticed more nighttime cramping or that unsteady feeling when moving around the house. If so, take a moment to share your experience in the comments. You are not alone, and your story could be exactly what someone else needs to feel hopeful again. Now, let's explore what's really behind leg weakness after 60 and what you can start doing today to feel stronger. Why do my legs feel weaker after 60? The silent signs no one told you about. You know, most people don't notice it at first. It might start with something as small as needing to use your hands to push off your knees when you stand up. Or maybe climbing the stairs feels a little tougher than it used to, even though nothing else has changed. You're eating right, you're moving when you can, but somehow your legs don't feel as strong as they used to. And here's the thing, it sneaks up on us. There's no sudden pain, no major warning, just a gradual heaviness. A wobble here and there. That quiet moment when you reach out to steady yourself on the wall as you turn a corner. That's what happened to Robert, a retired teacher from Ohio. He told me, "I always thought I was just getting old. But one day I realized I was avoiding stairs altogether, and I couldn't remember when that started." Robert wasn't lazy, and he wasn't sick. But like many people over 60, he was facing the early signs of something that rarely gets talked about. Age-related muscle loss, or sarcopenia. Sarcopenia sounds like a complicated word, but it really means this. As we get older, our bodies naturally lose muscle, especially in the legs. Studies show we can lose up to 3% of our muscle mass each year after age 60. That means you could lose up to 15% of your leg strength in just 5 years, without even realizing it. The most surprising part? It's not always because you're inactive. Even people who stay reasonably active can face this loss if their bodies are missing key nutrients that support muscle health and nerve function. Some people feel tired even after a whole night's sleep. Why do legs feel heavy? Or why does balance suddenly feel off for no apparent reason? Here's the good news. This kind of muscle loss isn't inevitable, and it's not permanent. Once we understand what's causing it, we can start giving our bodies what they need to bounce back. Next, we'll look at the 3 hidden triggers that quietly steal strength from your legs, and how to spot them before they do more damage. You won't want to miss this. 3 hidden triggers that steal your leg strength, and how to catch them early. If your legs feel weaker than they used to, there's a good chance it's not just old age wearing you down. 3 common yet silent culprits can quietly drain your leg strength without you even noticing, until one day it's suddenly harder to stand, walk, or keep your balance. Let's look at what they are and how to catch the warning signs early before real trouble begins. The first big culprit? Vitamin deficiencies. As we age, our digestive systems become less efficient. We produce less stomach acid, which means we don't absorb essential nutrients, especially vitamins like D3, B12, and B1, which we'll talk more about in a moment. These vitamins are like fuel and communication lines for your muscles and nerves. Without them, your muscles become weaker, your reflexes slower, and your legs more prone to fatigue. Sadly, many seniors are deficient and don't even know it, until the symptoms show up in ways like night cramps, wobbly balance, or feeling unusually tired after walking. The second trigger is poor blood circulation. If your legs aren't getting enough oxygen and nutrients, they can't function as they should. You might feel your feet getting colder more often or notice a dull, heavy sensation in your calves. Some people even experience numbness or pins and needles. Think of it like watering a garden with a blocked hose. Your muscles are thirsty soil and not getting what they need. This can stem from sitting too long, certain medications, or underlying health conditions like diabetes or vascular issues. The third sneaky culprit? A gradual reduction in daily movement. It's understandable. Aches and pains make us avoid stairs or long walks. But that leads to a slow cycle where muscles aren't used enough and they shrink and weaken over time. Worse, even if you try to stay active, your body struggles to rebuild muscle without the proper nutritional support. It's like trying to repair a house without the right tools or materials. Catching these triggers early can make all the difference. One of my viewers, Martha from Arizona, said she used to think her daily fatigue was just being 70. But after learning about these causes, she checked her vitamin levels and made minor changes. And in just a few weeks, she said her legs felt more stable and she had more energy to play with her grandkids again. In the next section, we'll dig deeper into the first and most important nutrient your body might be missing, and why it's often called the master switch for leg strength. Please stick with me, because this one can change everything. Vitamin D3, the switch that turns your legs back on. If I told you there's a single vitamin that acts like a master switch for your muscles, bones, and nerves, would you believe me? That's precisely what vitamin D3 does. It's not just a nice-to-have nutrient, it's essential, especially as we get older. Vitamin D3 plays a unique role in how your body functions every single day. It helps your bones absorb calcium and stay strong, but that's just the beginning. D3 also supports healthy nerve communication and muscle contraction, and even helps regulate your immune system. In short, it's one of the most critical keys to keeping your legs strong, your movements smooth, and your balance steady. But here's the catch. After age 60, your body's ability to make D3 naturally declines, sharply. Your skin becomes less efficient at producing it from sunlight, and your liver and kidneys convert it more slowly. Add the fact that many seniors avoid too much sun for skin protection, rightfully so. And what is the result? A widespread, silent deficiency. The symptoms are easy to miss, but powerful once you recognize them. Heaviness in the legs, struggle to get up from chairs, fatigue even after mild activity, nighttime cramps, poor balance, and even low mood or restless sleep. Many people chalk these up to just aging, but the truth is, they often signify that your body is craving D3. A powerful study from the University of Birmingham showed that adults over 65 who supplemented with just 800 IU of D3 daily saw a 19% increase in leg strength in only a few weeks. Another from Harvard found that seniors with low D3 were 40% more likely to fall or be hospitalized compared to those with healthy levels. These aren't just numbers, they are real outcomes impacting everyday lives. Now let's discuss practical steps. Experts recommend that adults over 60 aim for 800 to 1000 IU of D3 daily, or up to 2000 if they fall or show signs of weakness. For best absorption, take it in the morning after a meal with healthy fats. Think eggs, yogurt, or a bit of avocado. Don't take it on an empty stomach and avoid using it late in the day, as it can sometimes interfere with sleep. Can you get enough from food alone? Unfortunately, no, not easily. A piece of salmon may give you 500 IU. An egg? Just 40 IU. To meet the minimum, most seniors need to eat large amounts of fatty fish, eggs, and fortified foods daily. That's why supplementation is often necessary and very effective. But be careful. More is not always better. Taking more than 4,000 IU a day without medical supervision can cause issues like high calcium levels, kidney stones, or nausea. That's why it's best to stick with a safe, consistent dose and check your levels with a simple blood test every 6 to 12 months. Vitamin D3 is not just a vitamin. It's foundational support for independence, balance, and everyday movement. When you restore it, your body responds with stronger legs, lighter steps, and more confidence with every move. In the next section, we'll look at another potent vitamin that often gets overlooked, but it might be the missing link between your brain and muscles. Let's talk about vitamin B12 and why it could be the secret to regaining balance and coordination. Vitamin B12, the connection between your brain and your legs. You might think of vitamin B12 as the energy vitamin, and in many ways it is, but most people don't realize how deeply it connects your brain to your muscles, especially the ones in your legs. Think of your brain as the command center and your legs as the action team. B12 is the communication line between them. Without it, even the best muscles won't respond appropriately because the signals aren't getting through. So what happens when B12 levels drop? Which, unfortunately, is common after 60. You may feel like your legs are asleep or not listening. There's that tingling or numbness in your feet, maybe a shaky feeling when you walk, or an odd sense that your legs don't feel as steady as they used to. Some folks describe it as feeling disconnected from their own lower body. Others notice a dip in mood or a mental fog they can't quite shake. Another silent sign of B12 deficiency. I remember one story from Nancy, a 68-year-old Oregon artist who shared how she started tripping on flat ground. "It wasn't pain," she said. "My legs weren't getting the message fast enough." After getting her B12 levels checked and starting a simple supplement routine, she said it felt like someone had plugged the wires back in. Her balance improved, her mind felt clearer, and most importantly, her confidence returned. Here's why that matters. B12 helps create the protective sheath around your nerves, allowing messages from your brain to travel smoothly and quickly. It also supports red blood cell production, so your muscles get the oxygen they need to perform and recover. Without it, your body may feel drained, your reactions slow, and your muscles out of sync. Now let's talk specifics. The recommended dose for older adults is 500 to 1,000 micrograms per day, preferably in methylcobalamin, which is easier for aging bodies to absorb. It comes as tablets, lozenges, and even sprays, so you can choose what works best for you. And because B12 boosts alertness, it's best taken with breakfast or lunch, not later in the day. Also, avoid taking it with coffee or tea, as these can block absorption. While B12 is found in meat, dairy, and fish, the truth is, many older adults aren't getting enough. Medications like antacids or metformin can reduce absorption. Plant-based diets often fall short on this vitamin. That's why supplements can be such a helpful, simple solution. And don't worry, B12 is water-soluble, so your body flushes out any excess. But if you're noticing signs like unsteady walking, numbness, or low energy that doesn't lift, it might be time to check in with your doctor and give your nerves the support they're quietly asking for. Next, we'll introduce the final piece of the puzzle, one that powers your muscles directly, giving them the energy they need to move. Let's talk about thiamine, also known as vitamin B1, and why it could be the missing fuel your legs are waiting for. Thiamine, vitamin B1, your muscles' missing fuel. If vitamin D3 is the switch that turns your muscles on, and B12 is the cable that connects the brain to the body, then vitamin B1, also known as thiamine, is the fuel that keeps everything running. Without it, your body can have all the right systems in place, but still feel like it's running on empty. And when that happens, your legs are often the first to let you know. Thiamine is central in turning the food you eat, especially carbohydrates, into usable energy. It's vital for muscle contraction, nerve function, and cellular recovery. The largest muscles in your body, your legs, require more of this fuel than almost any other part of you. When your B1 levels drop, you might start noticing subtle but frustrating signs. Legs that feel weak after a short walk, muscles that cramp or ache without warning, or a sense of heaviness that makes every step feel like a chore. Some people even describe it as walking through wet sand. One powerful example came from James, a 73-year-old former mechanic from Minnesota. He shared how he used to walk to the mailbox every morning, but recently he'd have to sit down halfway. "I wasn't winded," he said. "I was just out of gas." After starting a B1 supplement on his doctor's advice, he noticed a boost in his stamina and a massive improvement in how quickly his legs recovered after activity. Unfortunately, thiamine deficiencies are more common than you think, especially in older adults. Things like diuretics, commonly prescribed for blood pressure or heart issues, diabetes medications, alcohol use, or even just not eating enough whole grains and legumes can deplete your B1 levels over time, and unlike some vitamins, your body doesn't store thiamine, so you need a steady supply each day to keep your energy flowing. The good news is that it's easy to restore. A typical daily dose for adults with fatigue or leg weakness symptoms ranges from 50 to 100 mg of thiamine. You'll often find it in B-complex supplements or as a standalone pill. Take it with your first meal, ideally with healthy carbs and protein, like oatmeal with nuts or eggs on toast. Avoid pairing it with alcohol or black tea, which can reduce absorption. Even just a few days of consistent supplementation can lead to noticeable improvements. Many people report feeling lighter on their feet, more eager to move, and less mentally foggy. It's not a miracle pill. It's simply giving your body back the fuel it's been quietly missing. Next, we're going to tie everything together. I'll show you how to combine these three powerful vitamins, D3, B12, and B1, into a simple, effective, and easy to stick with daily routine. Don't miss it. How to combine D3 plus B12 plus B1 for maximum leg power. The 24-hour method. Now that we've explored how these three vitamins, D3, B12, and B1, play a unique and influential role in restoring your leg strength, the next question is, how do you take them together for the best results? The answer is more straightforward than you might think. With just a few easy adjustments to your daily routine, you can turn these nutrients into a 24-hour support system for your body, boosting energy, balance, and muscle strength daily. Let's start with vitamin D3. Since it's a fat-soluble vitamin, it's best absorbed with food containing healthy fats. That's why the ideal time to take it is in the morning, after breakfast. A meal that includes eggs, yogurt, avocado, or even a spoonful of olive oil will help your body make the most of it. Also, taking D3 in the morning helps avoid one common side effect. Some people find it interferes with sleep when taken too late. Vitamin B1, thiamine, your muscle fuel, also works best when taken early in the day, with your first meal. Because it helps convert food into energy, having it in the morning supports steady stamina throughout the day. Try pairing it with complex carbs like oatmeal, whole grain toast, or sweet potatoes. These foods match B1 and give your muscles the fuel they're craving. Now for vitamin B12. Since it's water-soluble and boosts alertness and focus, the best time to take B12 is around midday, ideally with lunch. You'll want to avoid pairing it with coffee or tea, which can block absorption. A simple lunch with lean protein and veggies is perfect. If you're using a B12 lozenge or spray, let it dissolve slowly in your mouth for better absorption. Here's what a sample day might look like. Breakfast: scrambled eggs with spinach and avocado, plus your vitamin D3 and B1. Lunch: grilled chicken or tofu with steamed veggies and brown rice, followed by your vitamin B12 supplement. Simple. No expensive powders, no complicated timing, just a gentle rhythm that aligns with how your body naturally works. You might wonder, can I just take a multivitamin instead? The answer is maybe, but read the label carefully. Many multivitamins don't contain enough of these three specific nutrients, especially for older adults. And some formulas combine fat and water-soluble vitamins in ways that don't absorb well unless appropriately timed with food. That's why it's often more effective to supplement D3, B12, and B1 individually, based on your needs. The most important part is consistency. Taking the proper nutrients at the right time each day gives your body the best chance to rebuild strength, repair nerves, and recover energy. And with time, you'll likely start to notice the difference: steadier steps, stronger muscles, and a quiet confidence coming back into your stride. Next, let's discuss common vitamin mistakes that many people make, often with the best intentions, and how to avoid them so you can keep your progress going strong. The 4 most common vitamin mistakes seniors make, and how to avoid them. Regarding vitamins, most people genuinely want to do the right thing. They hear that D3, B12, and B1 are good for them, so they pick up a bottle, start taking it, and wait for the magic to happen. But here's the truth. Even the best vitamins won't work if misused. A few prevalent mistakes can actually slow your progress or create new problems altogether. Let's walk through the top 4 and learn how to avoid them easily. Mistake number 1: taking the wrong dosage. It's easy to assume that more is better, especially regarding something natural like a vitamin. But with fat-soluble nutrients like D3, taking too much over time can lead to serious issues, like high calcium levels, kidney stones, or even heart palpitations. For adults over 60, 800 to 2,000 IU of D3 per day is enough. More than 4,000 IU daily should only be taken under medical supervision. Always check the label, and remember, balance is better than excess. Mistake number 2: taking vitamins at the wrong time. Timing matters. D3 must absorb fat, so taking it on an empty stomach can limit its impact. B1 works best when it kicks off your day with breakfast. B12 should be taken midday to avoid disturbing your sleep. A little planning goes a long way in helping your body use what you're giving it. Mistake number 3: mixing vitamins with foods or drinks that block absorption. Many people don't realize coffee and black tea can interfere with B12 and B1 absorption. So, if you're taking supplements with a hot cup of your favorite brew, you may not get the full benefit. Try waiting at least 30 minutes after your coffee to take your vitamins, or take them with water and a nutrient-rich meal instead. Mistake number 4: assuming food alone is enough. Yes, it's always best to get nutrients from whole foods when possible. But the reality is, as we age, our bodies absorb less from food, even if we eat well. Medications, reduced stomach acid, and dietary changes can all get in the way. That's why, for many older adults, smart supplementation is not just helpful. It's necessary. Let me share a quick story. Carol, a 71-year-old from Florida, told me she was doing everything right, eating greens and walking every day, but still felt drained. She was taking a multivitamin that didn't have nearly enough D3 or B12 for her age group. Once she adjusted her dosage and timing, her energy and balance improved within 2 weeks. The lesson here? It's not about doing more, it's about doing it smarter. When you give your body the proper nutrients at the right time, in the right way, you're not guessing. You're building real, lasting strength. In the final section of this video, we'll bring everything together. I'll recap the key takeaways and show you how to take that first decisive step towards stronger legs and a more confident life. Let's finish strong. Regain your strength, confidence, and joy. One step at a time. So here we are. You've made it through a lot of information, and I hope you're starting to see something significant. Your leg strength, balance, energy, they're not gone. They're not lost forever. They're just waiting for the proper support to come back to life. Let's quickly recap what we've covered. You learned that weak, heavy legs and poor balance after 60 aren't just aging. They're often early signs that your body is missing key nutrients. You discovered the 3 silent triggers that sap your strength: vitamin deficiencies, poor circulation, and reduced movement. And most importantly, you now know how 3 powerful vitamins, vitamin D3, B12, and B1, thiamine, can help flip the switch, reconnect your nerves, and refuel your muscles. You've seen the real-life examples. People just like you, Retired teachers, grandparents, folks in their 60s, 70s and beyond, who made simple changes and felt a real difference. Steadier steps, less fatigue, and something even more profound. A return of confidence, of independence. That beautiful feeling of trusting your body again. This isn't about being perfect or turning back time. It's about taking that first step. Just one. Maybe you should talk to your doctor about your vitamin levels. Perhaps you start a new morning routine. Maybe you believe that strength is still possible. Because it is. I always say you don't have to climb a mountain. You have to take the first step. And then the next. Slowly, surely, your legs will remember what they were made for. Movement, freedom, and joy. So, if you found something helpful in today's video, I'd love to hear your story in the comments below. Have you tried any of these vitamins? Have you noticed changes? Your experience could inspire someone else to take their first step too. If you haven't already done so, like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Each week, we share simple, science-backed ways to help you live stronger, feel better, and stay independent. One day, one decision at a time. Thank you for spending this time with me. Until next time, take care of your body, fuel your legs, and keep going. One decisive step at a time.